Hi, I am Alexi Pukanikin, and we're balling today, tomorrow, and most definitely yesterday. At what cost? The less emotions, the better. No need to get emotional. Emotions equals weakness. There's no reason to, display it. There's no reason for you to even utilize it because it's only gonna hurt you. You gotta be stone cold in this world. I'm telling you, if you want to succeed. Oscar Piastri has won the Miami Grand Prix, which makes it 3 race wins in a row for the young gentleman. And he is only one of 4 drivers to be able to achieve this feat in the Formula One hybrid engine era. Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton, and Max Verstappen are the other 3 gentlemen that have won 3 in a row. And Oscar Piastri joins that elite club of gentlemen. And what does he do? What does he say to the team after, he wins the race? He's like, "Nice one, guys. Nice one." Yeah. That's it. Oscar Piastri understands this. Oscar Piastri understands that the less emotions he really expresses, the better it is. Right? Of course, he does this funny, goofy shit all the time, but that's just that doesn't even matter, right? It's not in a way, it's not even his real emotions, right? Because look at Lando. I mean, let's just flip it. Let's just flip it to the teammate here, because I've already given all the praise to Oscar Piastri. I think I've done it enough. Now it's all about focus. Now it's all about just making sure we achieve the goal of Drivers' Championship for 2025. First Australian driver to do that since Alan Jones. Oscar Piastri, good on you. I couldn't be happier. I'm overly happy for your success. But Lando Norris, on the other hand, what happens when he expresses his real emotions? We dislike you. Because that's what it is, man. Because when you share your real emotions, when you get all, when you start, actually criticizing Max Verstappen for his racing style, then we dislike you. Hey, don't put it on me, Lando. Don't put it on me. And then the people like me and the fans, we're going to be like, don't put it on Max Verstappen. Right? You know what, Lando? It's just, you got it. This is what a man does, dude. I know there's society is evolving and there's new standards for men. And, we've kind of gone past this toxic masculinity thing. But realistically, it's still there, bro. What's one of the biggest traits of toxic masculinity? You just suppress your emotions. Just push it down, bro. Whatever you feel, just freaking just bottle it up, man. Just don't let it out, man. because that's weakness. That's pure freaking weakness right there, man. Because realistically, man, we like doing a dick measuring contest with Supermax, right? It ain't gonna work out. That's Supermax we're talking about, bro. Big balls, big dick, big everything, right? You're not going to overtake him the usual way. Lando, you have more experience racing him wheel to wheel than your teammate. So why is it your teammate can get past Max Verstappen faster than you can, man? Because this is all about, again, don't get into your emotions, right? Because realistically, if there's anyone to blame, it's just the pure like rules, right? It's the racing rules that the FIA has set and all the penalties and blah, 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 right? The inconsistencies in the rule book. You know this. So don't go on the radios like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to... That's what you're getting paid millions for, bruh. Is to freaking find a way around that hurdle. Because I genuinely think that Lando Norris should have dominated Miami throughout the whole weekend. I think he had way more pace than Oscar Piastri had. All right? I mean, towards the end of the race, Lando caught up. So Lando Norris needs to find whatever vice it is out there in the world, right? I don't know, maybe try a different ethnicity of chicks, man. I'm sure you've been only fucking around with the beautiful snow buddies. Try like some, Jamaican or something, bro. This is getting ridiculous, dude. Find that vice, right? Oscar Piastri got it fucking down, bro. He got the girl, and that girl, dude, you know what? A few episodes ago, I was going like, yeah, dude, Oscar, no, not a few episodes, few episodes ago, I made the brief joke that, Oscar Piastri after round 1, after Australia, might have been so disappointed in his own performance that he stopped himself from enjoying, physical relations with his girlfriend, right? But nah, dude, I'm convinced it's the other way around now, dawg. I'm convinced after Australian Grand Prix, Oscar Piastri's girl was like, you ain't getting nothing till you win something. And look at what the man does now. All right. And I'm sure that motherfucker is reaping the rewards with his girl. All right. So Lando Norris, let me switch it back to you. Do the same thing, bro. Do the same thing. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do, because I know we're all in the same age group right here. I know what goes on in this head. I know, yes, you're an athlete, you're dedicated, blah, 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 blah. You got a super high paying job. I get that. But some things are the same, man. You and I, we're not too different, we're kind of similar. Okay, but Lando, just copy what Oscar Piastri's doing. And seriously, before starting recording this, I listened to the F1 video, radio rewind video. Just, it's not a good look when your engineer is kind of suggesting how you should race against Max Verstappen. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. All right? The second you kind of start racing like Oscar Piastri, I think you can win the Drivers' Championship too, all right? Although I'm all team Oscar Piastri right now, I am still not denying your potential, Lando Norris. Please. Just suppress all those freaking emotions. Just suppress it. Less emotions, the better. Less emotions, the better. Less emotions is better. All right? And that's all I'm going to say for the McLarens. All right? But congratulations to McLaren overall. 1-2, very dominant 1-2, 30 seconds ahead of George Russell in P3. Congratulations. Old money man Russell still staying Mr. Consistent. He's the man, right? And that's the whole thing. It's just like if you keep... Look at George Russell. George Russell barely ever loses his cool. And then there's all these memes. He does nothing, gets a P3. Not bad. Not bad. All right. And we're going to slowly segue to kind of the main topic and reason that I have this consensus for this week's episode is because of Ferrari. And I'm wearing a red sweatshirt because of Ferrari, and I'm drinking on the episode because of Ferrari. Y'all have deeply, you guys have deeply affected me in what I thought was, possible in the modern age. I don't know if I'm talking a little too much out of my ass, but Ferrari, we're currently living in an emotionless world. There's no emotion in this world anymore. It's all political. It's all for someone's gain. We try to use emotion to sway people, but realistically, the only way things get done and greatness is achieved is through being emotionless. You gotta be stone cold, cold-blooded, right? Like a snake, right? Look, it hasn't been smooth sailing since 2007, and buddy, after Miami Grand Prix, it doesn't look like it's going to be smooth sailing for the foreseeable future. And I kind of cracked the code. Because really, if you really think about the big picture, right? Everything's corporations, everything's these big companies with freaking hundreds of layers of staff and employees and, the freaking hierarchy within the company and all this stuff. There's a reason why teams like Red Bull and McLaren are winning now. There's a reason why the freaking Germans and Mercedes-Benz was winning for 7 seasons in a row. You think it's because, they got, emotion and they got... No, dude. They're thinking, okay, this is the big picture. What is the big picture? Okay, we want to win races. That's the big... How do we do it? What kind of cutthroat shit do we need to pull off in order for this to happen? And shit gets done, dude. All right? Nico Rosberg retired, right? Probably a good thing. I'm not trying to start some freaking conspiracy theories. But if everything was a less cutthroat, you think that guy would have retired that early? No, I think he would have stayed along for the ride just to see what goes on, but no. It's a cold-blooded world out there, guys. This is the highest levels. This is the pinnacle of motorsports. If this is the pinnacle of motorsports, it's because there's probably like 5,000 dudes that got fired before, shit got done. You think, hey, dude, I'm sure Zach Brown makes a great stuffing for Thanksgiving, but I don't think he's like the most forgiving guy when it comes to, business and, achieving what a business sets out to do. And so that's why I think Zach Brown is winning right now with the McLaren as the CEO, right? And then all these accusations thrown towards Christian Horner and, Helmut Marko. Yeah, I think Red Bull won 4 championships in a row because they're nice and they're emotional. They're emotionally sensitive. So Ferrari, please, this is what I'm getting to, okay? I love the fact that you guys stick with something because that resonates with my, Chinese background. The loyalty and like the real like pride, the prideful approach towards racing and auto sports and all this is great, right? I do think it does add a lot of brand value, especially when it comes to, the consumers who actually are buying Ferraris. But right now, this Italian pride thing, this freaking, like, I don't know, like, this Italian thing that's going on right now, it's not working. There's too much emotional interference. There's too much emotional involvement. And all it does is just it interferes with the potential end result. I personally think the only reason why they didn't let Lewis Hamilton go right away is just because they have this Italian thing where they're like, no, but Charles Leclerc is our boy. And there's this new guy who's also colored, so why the fuck will we let him pass right away? Even though he's on the stronger tire. Right? So then it takes 3 to 4 laps to go like, yeah, okay, fine. I guess it makes sense. And then by that time, it's too late. The black dude is already pissed off, right? And then now you're pissed off. You Italians are pissed off, right? It ain't good. It ain't good. I'm sure when it was Jean Todt and Michael Schumacher, they somehow made it work. But right now, this is a whole different ball game, dude. This ain't those times anymore. And to be honest with you, those times were a long time ago. Less emotion is better. There's a reason why the guy who won a driver's championship in a Ferrari the last time, which was 2007, there's a reason why the driver's nickname is called the Iceman. Kimi Räikkönen. Zero emotion. The less emotion there is, the better. Okay? Please. This Italian pride thing has to stop, dude. It's weird, man. It feels like high school. The way y'all are, y'all are communicating. It's like hanging out with your girlfriend's friend's boyfriend. It's like, I guess we're supposed to get along, but I don't know. It's weird. There's a weird energy right now. And no matter how weird it is and how freaking cool the pictures are and whatever the hell, it's not good. The winning, forget the winning. Forget the winning, guys. Let's just forget the winning. I mean, seriously. I mean, guys, either we just first of all, that's just weird too. Why do they always kind of have the two together? Like, they don't try, try to keep that guy out a little bit longer, like Lewis Hamilton is the master of taking care of his tires. If anything, just let him do the riskier strategy of staying out for longer and then he comes back in a little later. Right? This emotional stuff gotta stop with you Italians, all right? And I love you Italians. Gire, regire, bondine, l'amore, la vita, godire ci fa. Hey, right? I'm not like a Italy hater right now. But it's just, I think you guys are mistreating my boy Lewis Hamilton, to be 100% fair. I think you guys are treating this guy like he's just some other motherfucking colored dude. There's a little bit of weird underlying racism in this whole thing, too, which just makes it all that much weirder. Okay? So, Blake, less emotions, the better. All right? And if it gets worse, which I don't think it could get worse, realistically, if we're talking about just the communication between Lewis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, and their race engineers and the overall strategy, I don't think it could get worse than Miami Grand Prix this year. But if it does, we got to stop this Italian thing. Sell Scuderia Ferrari to some fucking private equity firm. I don't give a damn. All right? Because that might be your only damn chance of winning races. All right? It's a cold-blooded world. We got to adapt to it. Stop. Emotions are bad. Emotions are actually horrible. They're damaging. So let's stop it. Okay, let's stop it and stop this torture, please. Because now you're making me feel like I cursed the whole team after saying I believed in the hype. Can you believe me? I look like the fucking idiot here. I believed in you. That's definitely not amore. But yeah, hey man, shout out to Oscar Piastri. Shout out to a very entertaining Miami race weekend. I didn't think I'd be here saying this, but that was a lot of fun. Lots of overtakes on Sunday. And get this, a sprint race with people pitting. Right? You never get a pit stop during a sprint race. We got a pit stop during a sprint race. It made it that much better. It was a great time. Everybody had fun. Miami Grand Prix. I'm all about it. Fuck it. Miami, either way, it's not like I have a choice. Miami is here to stay till 2041. I will literally be 40 years old until Formula One might reconsider not racing in Formula One anymore. So what the fuck is there to complain about anymore? There's not much I could do here, all right? Might as well try to get my own life together, all right? But hey, man, that's the Formula One weekend that we just got past. Very thankful for it. Now we get a break, and then after this weekend, we have a triple header all in Europe. Very, very excited. But yeah, thank you for Formula One, keeping the boy entertained. Real quick, let's just look at the driver standings, team standings really, really quickly. Oscar Piastri currently 16 points ahead of Norris. Norris actually gained 2 points back after the sprint, but Piastri gained it all back after the race win on Sunday. So Oscar Piastri 16 points ahead. All right, that's okay. I mean, in case of, a Norris masterclass, we're still safe, but not safe enough. All right, we need to keep the pace up. But I like this. This is exactly how I thought it would go. Exactly how I thought it would go. And Oscar Piastri, I love you, man. I love you, man. Lando Norris too. Respect, brother. Just try some black girls, please. Asian girls. Trans girls. Maybe pegging is your thing, dude. Maybe pegging will get you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude. I don't think I'll. Yeah, dude. This is all out of love, Lando. Please. Oscar Piastri. Max Verstappen sitting at 99 points in P3. Also 16 points behind Norris, so they got a 16-point gap between all the top 3 drivers. Tremendous. I don't know how much longer Verstappen can sustain this while still kind of having everyone's support, because it took us a while to get there with you last season, where it was like, damn, I think you're stepping a little bit out of line. As of this season, no one, at least the popular consensus is you're just racing the way you always have been racing, which is fine. However, I don't know how much more Max Verstappen can take it. The fact that he's in this position where he is kind of quick, but realistically he can't defend for the whole race on a Sunday. So I think Verstappen's also kind of reevaluating where he stands in terms of, does he always push the McLarens all the way, or does he kind of start more transitioning to his own? He's in his own world, and if he gets lucky, he wins this, he wins that, gets the pole position, whatever. Could be the case. Could be the case, as well as old money man Russell, Mr. Consistent Georgie, sitting 6 points behind Max Verstappen. And I personally think George Russell is making a case for being MVP/MIP or whatever the hell you want it to be. 6 points behind Max Verstappen. I genuinely think George Russell might hit another level the further down the season we go. So shout out to George Russell, old money man Russell. And Antonelli slowly trying to catch up, squeezed in between a Ferrari sandwich, 5 points behind Leclerc and 7 points above Hamilton. And look at that, Alex Albon slowly creeping up. Like I said, the Williams boys once again double point scoring race weekend. That's 2 in a row now. Let's keep it up. I said let's make this a regular thing. Carlos Sainz, if he didn't get screwed with the Ferrari sandwich in Miami Grand Prix, I think he could have possibly finished in P6 as well. P5, P6 for Williams would have been crazy. I mean, Alex Albon P5 is already pretty damn crazy. But again, like I said, I'm expecting a Williams racing podium this season. So until then, I'm going to keep my expectations the way it is. I'm going to keep the respect level and celebration levels the way it is. Fuck yes, Alex. Let's keep it up. Carlos Sainz, let's keep it up as well. He had a little bit of damage that screwed him over the race. It's fine. We're great. We're good. And that's about that. Slowly making his way up the ladder. And that's the Formula One world. And let's go into UFC, which is this weekend, 3:15 in Canada, Montreal. Shevchenko Maddelena to la Maddelena. Yeah, that's right. But before I get into the real deal, let's go over what I think is going to be the people's main event at the Bell Center on Saturday night. It's the last matchup in the prelims. We have Mike Malott versus Charles Radke, and this is at welterweight. And the only reason why I say that this is the people's main event is because, surprisingly, this is the only matchup between a Canadian and an American. So the crowd is going to go wild if Mike Malott, the Canadian fighter, will beat Charles Radke. But overall, because of the socio-political, economic situation in the North Americas, Canada versus USA is must-see TV, and that's what we'll get. That's what we're going to get last matchup in the prelims, going into the main card. And to be honest with you, I'll go with Mike Malott, because I think this guy is a young up-and-comer and looking quite savage and sharp. Either way, going to be tuning into that one. That's probably going to be the first fight I'll tune into, considering I'll have to wake up for this one, and I got a rough week ahead of me. But yeah, people's main event, I'm predicting that one's going to get the biggest pop, at least with the live crowd. And I'm sure if something crazy happens, like a proper KO, then this will be all over social media the next day. So, and all over news reports and whatever. So, yeah, that's the matchup to end the prelims. And going into the main card, we have Benoit Saint-Denis, ranked at number 13 in the lightweight division, goes against Joel Alvarez, ranked number 15 in the lightweight division. Now, this is a lightweight matchup, men's lightweight matchup. If BSD still has the same grit and is able to close the distance, he can come out on top. However, as right now, Joel Alvarez. Oh, never mind. This just in. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This just in. Joel Alvarez is injured or has been taken away from the card. And in comes Kyle Prepolek, who is a Canadian, coming in short notice. What is this? Yesterday I checked this website. It was still Joel Alvarez. 6-day notice? Jesus. Well, I'm sorry, but the originator of Montreal, so the Frenchman, is probably gonna get the KO over the Canadian guy, but I guess that's a win-win situation for y'all. So great. That's pretty fantastic for the crowd starting off the main card. Then we have a women's flyweight bout with Alexa Grasso, ranked number 1 in the women's flyweight division, going against Natalia Silva, who is ranked number 5 in the women's flyweight division. Now, honestly, I do think this might be for the title. So whoever wins this is going to go against the winner of the co-main event. However, Alexa Grasso already matched up with Valentina Shevchenko 3 times previously. I think if she wins this, she somehow quadrilogy. We make that happen. But Natalia Silva, Brazilian lady, so Brazil, how it is with Brazilians in MMA. They're always going to be dangerous, extremely dangerous, and extremely tough opponents. But personally, I think Alexa Grasso has the physical advantage, and knowing Alexa, she always likes to put on the pressure and the pace, at least dictate it. I don't know. I think as long as Alexa has the grappling defense on point against a very dangerous Brazilian, I think she's got this, although she is coming in as the underdog. I don't know, man. Both these ladies, they're savages. They're beautiful. 3 rounds of grappling. I won't mind it. Alexa Grasso. Mamacita. I'll be waiting. Seriously, I'll be waiting. Thank you. This is all I really need. UFC. Just have Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko in the same card and the same evening. Just this is the best combo I can ever ask for, really. So thank you, UFC, and good luck to Alexa Grasso and Natalia Silva. But I have Alexa Grasso winning this one once again. And then we go into the last matchup before the co-main and the main event. We have Jose Aldo versus Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi ranked number 14 in the bantamweight division, while Jose Aldo is ranked number 11. Jose Aldo, all day, every day, no doubt. Lock it in. That's it. I know this is a hobby, guys. Canadian, right? By nationality, but nah. I think Jose Aldo got this. Easy. All day, every day. Jose Aldo. Savage. Legend. Hall of Famer. Yeah. Simple as that. Then we get into the real deal. We get into back-to-back championship fights in Montreal. We started off with the women's flyweight championship fight. We have Valentina Shevchenko, Valentina Bullet Shevchenko, the 2-time women's flyweight champion, going against Manon Fiorot. I think that's how you pronounce it, but if I'm going to make it really American, Manon Fiorot. French lady. She's ranked number 2 in the flyweight division. And somehow the betting, the odds right now is saying that Valentina Shevchenko is the underdog. Excuse me? What? Even though Valentina Shevchenko also has the size. Yeah, she has a 2-inch reach advantage. Also just slightly heavier. But, okay, yes, she's a few inches shorter. But and of course, nothing against Manon Fiorot, the Beast, she's called. However, whenever I see just, like you've gotten 5 decision wins in a row, we're talking about Valentina Shevchenko, who puts people out. So if anything, this is convincing me that, first of all, I don't think Valentina Shevchenko has missed a step. I don't think there's anything to suggest that she's deteriorating in any professional level. So with that being said, Valentina Shevchenko, as much as I want to be that guy who says, you know what, just grapple with Manon for 5 rounds in a row because I like it when you grapple, Valentina, right? As much as I want to say that, I think it's unlikely. I think Valentina Shevchenko is going to do great with distance management and find the space for that one strike that will take you out of there. And I think she will connect. So Valentina Shevchenko, round 4, TKO, bam, lock it in. Lock it in for my girl, Valentina Shevchenko. That's right. And to add more title defenses to her record, which is already absurd, the amount of title defenses she's had, and I think she's able to keep it up. I mean, this is Valentina Shevchenko we're talking about, okay? One of the all-time greats when it comes to women's MMA and MMA overall. So then we go into the main event of the evening. She jack on my Della till I'm Maddelena, bro. Shout out to the guy on Twitter who inspired me to, quote this. This is certainly not an original one. It's not an original piece. At McGregor Rousey #2. Shout out to him for the tweet. I had to steal it. It was a fire tweet because Belal Muhammad, who is the welterweight champion of the world, goes against Jack Della Maddelena, who's ranked number 5 in the men's welterweight division. This is for the welterweight belt. And I personally think no one appreciates just how dangerous Jack Della is. If you think Shavkat Rakhmonov is a killer, then I'm telling you Jack Della is a killer. All right. I'm not going to deny Belal Muhammad because I do think that he possesses an elite fighting style, right? Of, grappling, and then Sakya. But I do think JDM is the dark horse of the division, all right? He's very equal to Belal physically. There's nothing that suggests that Belal Muhammad has more strength than Jack Della. And I say that with confidence. And I just genuinely think Jack Della Maddelena is too well-rounded. I think, yes, you might be able to score 1 or 2 takedowns, but I think ultimately he comes back and stands himself up. I think ultimately Jack Della is a fighter who's there to win, and very clearly. And because of this, I actually think that this is very one-sided. I think this is extremely one-sided. I think the fact that Belal Muhammad is a favorite by quite a margin is ridiculous. I think Jack Della Maddelena should be the favorite currently in this matchup because this guy puts people out. And even if you hurt him, he'll still put you out. So I don't see a world where Bilal Muhammad does any real damage to Jack Della Maddelena. All right? And like I said in the first section of the podcast, less emotion is better. Jack Della is one of those stone cold Australians, kind of like Oscar Piastri. Yeah, mate, then we'll just be here to get the job done and we'll celebrate after. That's the type of dude he is, all right? While Bilal Muhammad is out here and emotional about Palestine and this and that and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to help you when you're 5 rounds in the octagon for the championship. I have Jack Della Maddelena landing a crispy, perfectly timed knee in round 3 while Bilal Muhammad is going for the takedown. Similar to Gilbert Burns, I see Jack Della just... And that's that. Round 3, TKO. And no! Let's go, Jack Della. Let's go. Let's go. Jack Della, Oscar Piastri, champions. Champions. Let's bring him back. All right, let's bring him back down under. In a land down under. But that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in this week. It's been a pleasure. Hope you understood that this is all a joke. Of course, I'm an emotionally sensitive person. And I do think emotions are good. Share. You know, call your mom. Tell her you love her. That's that. All right? Thank you for tuning in. Mother's Day on Sunday. We got UFC 315. I'm going to be tuning in to MotoGP in Francois this weekend as well. NBA playoffs. Shit is getting real out here. Timberwolves versus Warriors. Denver Nuggets versus OKC. Aaron Gordon just hit the game winner. What up? NHL playoffs going down. What up? Shit is real out here, all right? Just make sure you tune in and make sure you stay ballin'. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of the week. I'll see you next week.